Alright, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Tokenicer and I'm here to bring you guys in-depth news, analysis, and insights from the digital asset space, along with covering the progressive tokenization of the world. And if you haven't already, be sure to check out all my other content platforms at Tokenicer, or just head on over to Tokenicer.network for everything linked in one spot, and as always, that'll be right down in the description below. So in today's video, I'm bringing back the series Trips Around the Token Economy. And this is basically where we just go for a chill, laid-back drive and have a fireside chat about everything going on in crypto, macro, and just basically everything that's happening around the world. And just before we get started, I just gotta remind everyone again real quick that I'm not a financial advisor, and therefore nothing you ever hear or read from me should be taken as any form of financial or investment advice. But now that we got that out of the way, let's get right into it. Alright, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Trips Around the Token Economy. So, I know it's been quite a while since we've done one of these, and a large reason is because I've actually recorded a bunch of trips around the token economy. Like, how many episodes do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I recorded about 9, but the problem was literally every single one of these just had such botched audio that it wasn't worth uploading. So basically what happened was I didn't realize my mic was connected to my phone's Bluetooth. So when the audio comes out, it's just absolutely terrible, like 1980s mic quality. And it's unfortunate because I actually shared quite a bit of alpha and some pretty cool information on various projects I'm looking into and working with. So yeah, it's unfortunate that, the audio got completely botched to where, you can understand what I'm saying, but I would not be proud to put that up on YouTube. So yeah, you guys know how I am with the content. I really value the quality over the quantity. So when something like that happens, I'd rather just not upload it and wait for a better opportunity to where, I can actually produce something of quality. Now, just to give you guys a little update about myself, I guess I should address that it's December 26th right now, so I wanted to wish everyone a happy holiday, or I hope everyone had a happy holiday, and that you guys, had a great time spending time with your loved ones and really living in the present and enjoying it, because we spend so much time living in the future and looking at everything, kind of calculating what happens 3 to 5 years down the line, that sometimes we don't take the time to appreciate what we have in front of us. And I know for a fact that I'm very guilty of this. There's many times where I'm like, damn, I really want to spend some time with my family, but I'm just thinking but I also really want to keep working and, building out this community that we have. So it has been tough to balance it over the past year since I started doing all this, but I love my family and I love you guys. So yeah, hope everyone is doing well. Got some nice Christmas gifts and, again, spend time with your loved ones. Now, since the last time we talked, I can't even remember since when was the last time we officially talked, because there's been so many of these different episodes, but basically we've covered some things in the archive tea times on FTX. I'm not going to repeat any more of that because it's just been so, overplayed at this point. Everyone knows what's happened and kind of the consequences that's caused. So yeah, that'd be a bit redundant. Now, some things I did share was, some of the more recent things I shared was like my collaboration with Galileo Protocol, to where I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen it. I've posted this on various content platforms, but pretty much how this is for anyone who doesn't know what Galileo Protocol is, it's, what are you doing? Why are you driving on the opposite side of the road? Oh my god. But, yeah, I don't know what that taxi was doing. But anyways, back to Galileo Protocol. So, For anyone who doesn't know, they are the first community project building on Quant Network's Overledger. And I actually did an AMA with them fairly recently, maybe not super recently, but a couple months back with the core team. And basically what they do, like a short TLDR, is they're taking real world physical assets. So think like an iPhone, a Mac, or a car, and pretty much tokenizing that into a physical NFT, so you get the full traceability and auditability of everything on there. Whether you're looking for the supply chain logistics to when it reaches your hands from the manufacturer shop, or if you just want to look at the product's full life cycle, that can all be done with a physical NFT. So my role in this is that, well, they've launched their first edition of these pNFTs. They're called Nebula NFTs. And there's actually a really cool use case to these. So to start off, kind of the incentive behind them at the moment is that if you buy one, you get the chance to win one of $35,000 worth of prizes in total. So some of those prizes are like a MacBook, a GoPro, some speakers, a drone, some Bitcoin, some ETH, some stable coins. Yeah, so I thought it was a really cool kind of concept. It kind of reminded me of lottery tickets in a sense, but with real physical items. And then in addition to this, let's say, your Nebula NFT isn't one of the winners for one of the physical products. You can still, there's still going to be utility in the Nebula NFT, simply put, for their actual protocol. So whether that be for things like governance, voting rights, or other utilities that can be unlocked with the Nebula NFT in their protocol. So I really like that idea, and so my role in this is that if you use my code, which is just Tokenicer in all capitals, you not only get 5% off these Nebula NFTs, but you actually get a chance to win one of my 8 mind maps that I've kind of put up to tokenize. And so a lot of you guys have seen these mind maps if you've been following around on Twitter or Instagram, right? I do lots of mind maps on various different initiatives, connections, and projects. So just to give you guys an example of some of these, I'll be tokenizing a pNFT of my energy web mind map, which I actually just made very recently. And it's pretty much a full grid of all the different utilities and projects that are building on the energy web grid at the moment. So for example, some of the things they're doing with different energy and utility companies and kind of mapping them out around the world in kind of a global grid sense. There's also a Quant NFT, or I guess you could call it a Quant NFT. It's more of a Gilbert Verdian focused NFT showing all of his connections to different entities and kind of, his history, because this guy's kind of gone around the world of enterprises and governments, right? And there actually is also a Quant focused NFT, which I've titled Imagine Interoperability. And it's pretty much all of the connections to Quant Network and, different industries, different sectors, different initiatives. And there's a ton of different other mind maps. Well, I don't want to say a ton, but 6 other mind maps that I've done that will be tokenized on Galileo Protocol as a pNFT. And basically how these will work in NFT form is that, let's say you're one of the winners to one of my NFTs. So you can keep this as a digital copy within your wallet as like a, digital collectible that most NFTs are. Or if you wanted, you could request this in physical format, and I will personally send you one of these mind maps printed out in a nice big poster, and I will also sign the back of the poster myself. So I thought that would be a cool little way to further connect with you guys, and you guys actually getting to own some of my intellectual property. As you guys have probably heard me say it before, but what NFTs are at the moment with digital art does not do the asset class justice. I mean, NFTs can be so much more, right? They can be digital identities, they can be passports, they can be tickets, etc. There's so much more to what, a NFT, which is technically just a digital image, could be. for things like verifying credentials. And well, I won't go too deep in depth on that because I do have various other content where I have talked about the actual potential of NFTs. But I really thought this was a cool idea to where I could contribute to that, to where I'm kind of building further on the potential of NFTs and really showing the kind of abstract potential it has to tons of different avenues. And kind of what I'm doing is tokenizing my intellectual property, which, I don't know, I think there's some pretty cool utilities to that. Now, on a side note, some other things we've been working on are like the Casper introduction, the Energy Web deep dive, and I was definitely working on something else. I was working on something else just earlier. Oh man, I'm getting too forgetful. I'm getting too old. But I'm actually parked at the gym. We're going for a little late night gym sesh as we were snowed in here for the past couple days actually. So I haven't been really able to leave the house to do much, if at all. So I'm gonna go hit the gym for my first time in a couple days and see how that goes. Wish me luck, guys. We'll talk soon. Peace. Alright, what's up, everyone? We are back from a little gym sesh. We hit a little upper and then did a little bit of plyometrics, so we're feeling nice. It's currently, what time is it? It's, I think, 11:38. So we are gonna, head home now, get some work done, and then head to bed as, I don't know, it's late. It's late, right? It's bedtime. We've got a little team meeting with our ChainStats team tomorrow morning, talking over some more of development, and hopefully that translates to some news for you guys too, right? If you guys haven't noticed, I have been running the ChainStats both Instagram and Twitter page to, help further with growing out the audience. So, if you guys are around there, come say hi, say what's up, and be sure to follow ChainStats for more updates on, everything we're doing. Well, what we're really trying to do is build the on-chain platform for everything you need to utilize blockchain data. Because, well, firstly, if we constantly keep talking on blockchain utility, blockchain's going to change the world. Well, to do that, we need a platform to where, it can host all this blockchain data in a single platform where it's not completely siloed off and in these very janky and hard to navigate pages like block explorers. Because I've mentioned this before, but if you guys have seen the QNT transactions that I had to dig through for the Quant and Coinbase video I did a while back, or the part where in the LCX deep dive I looked into those LCX wallets, doing all of that took me days. And I saved hundreds of screenshots during those couple days. I loved doing it because it was so interesting to dig through, but man, I absolutely hated just digging through every part in the whole process behind it. It was so tedious, and it's just like, this should not be what the final form of blockchain and DLT is, and it better not, because man, it's just such a mess. One, it's siloed all across the place. And this is just on the fundamental analysis end. I know, hearing from Brian, that the technical analysis end is just as bad, if not worse, with, all these siloed services. Like, you've got Sentiment, you've got Chainalysis, you got Crypto Quant, Masari, Kingfisher, and I'm pretty sure there's a few more that I'm missing. And, they all offer different services, which you could argue is a good thing, right? I would say that is a good thing, that they're offering different services and not directly competing with each other, and offering different aspects of on-chain utility. But this also means you need to pay like 5 different subscriptions to, really capture all of the on-chain data. And that can get quite pricey after a couple, right? Like, pay for 1 monthly subscription, okay, I don't mind. Pay for 2, that's a little questionable now. Why do I need 2? Pay for 3. And now you're just like, okay, well, why pay it all? So we want to build that all-in-one platform, whether you're a fundamental maxi or just a chart savant. It doesn't matter. ChainStats will be that platform you go to for all things crypto research, and especially on-chain data. So that's kind of the little shill or pitch I had for that. I hope you guys were able to hear the passion behind my voice in that, because this is really a project that I'm really passionate on continuing to build. Now, before I have to let you guys go, as I am nearing my house now, some updates on content. So, as I said before, I left you guys for the gym, that the Energy Web deep dive is in the progress, along with the introduction to Casper. Man, if you don't stop tailgating me, I will start pushing my brakes. What's wrong with you? Chill out. God damn. Okay, but, oh, he got the message. Yeah, back up. But yeah, so, the Energy Web deep dive, I recently just started not too long ago, and then the Casper introduction, I've fully recorded and, well, I should say, I re-recorded it because I did have an initial recording done, but that was done without a microphone and just from my Mac's mic, and usually the audio is pretty sufficient, and the audio was sufficient that time, but today I actually just bought a new mic, so I got the Blue Yeti. So if anyone is into that kind of stuff, you would know the Blue Yeti is kind of seen as the blue chip, no pun intended, of microphones around that price range. So got the mic and I was like, you know what, I gotta re-record this. So we re-recorded that, and so now we're probably gonna head home, edit it a bit, see how much we could get done before we just fall asleep and pass out. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting that Casper introduction out there, because Casper has been on my radar for the past little while, but I've just been so busy looking into a bunch of other projects and catching up on different initiatives that I've missed from my favorite networks, and just overall creating content, right? So I finally got the time to look into Casper, and largely because it was technically part of the content roadmap of projects we're going to cover next. So I'm really happy I got to look into and cover Casper, and I'm really glad I did, because man, some of those connections in there really stand out in all of the DLT space, and I'm just so excited to put it out there for you guys to see, and soon enough also deep dive it like we do with most our projects, right? You guys kind of know how it goes by now. We start off with the introduction to the project, and then after a couple weeks or a couple months, we get a ton of extra information after continuing to look into it further and further, and eventually we have a deep dive ready. And those deep dives usually last for about 1 hour, and it's just jam-packed content of connections, operations, different initiatives, etc. So yeah, I really love kind of the format we've got going on right now, and I've got to say I'm really proud of it, because I'm not a very organized person for the most part, believe it or not. I'd like to think of myself as a rather chaotic guy. Maybe an organized sense of chaotic, if that makes any sense. So seeing that our content is nice, well, and organized and in proper sequence, it really just makes me happy when I look at it. So yeah, that's kind of what we've got. I've started the script for the Energy Web Energy Web deep dive. And so that's, of course, going to have everything we covered in the introduction, in addition to a lot of stuff that, we've found since we've started doing the introduction to Energy Web. And let's just say there is a lot that we found. So yeah, really excited to get that going. Regarding some other projects, I mean, we're kind of at this point in the bear market where there's not all too much news going on, and it's more just development. Well, I guess to be fair, it is the holidays, and you can't really blame people for taking a little break towards the end of the year. It's well deserved for a lot of these projects. They've worked tirelessly throughout the year, through bull or bear. So, major props to those guys and everyone else kind of involved in the community for making this happen, sticking around regardless of bull or bear. We're not just here for the good parts, right? We're here for the industry as a whole. Because personally, for me, I want to see every part of this industry continue to evolve. Like, I'm 22, so I didn't get the opportunity to witness the exponential growth of, the earlier internet infrastructure. So, that was something I was always, I guess, a little jealous on, because I was like, damn, that must have been so cool to see, pretty much the infrastructure of everything that is built on today, because just about everything's on the internet nowadays, right? So just watch that unfold over time, like that would be awesome. And especially now with, I guess, the ability for information to spread so fast is because of internet, right? So seeing this next iteration of essentially, internet 2.0 with, well, I guess it's web 3.0, but the fourth industrial revolution, we'll call it, to watch it unfold in front of our eyes, to have it start from something like Bitcoin to really just seeing all the potential that blockchain, DLT, smart contracts, and tokenization can do. I mean, what a time to be alive, right? So with that said, I think that's the perfect way to end off this episode of Trips Around the Token Economy. I'm currently parked at my house and kind of waiting to go inside to get showered up and, head to bed, do a little bit of work. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and hopefully I'll remember to switch the mic over to my phone's mic rather than my car's headphone jack, so that we can put more of these trips around the token economy out more consistently. But that said, that's all we've got for today. So as usual, well, I guess not as usual, but I hope everyone's had a great holiday, and remember to keep working, keep learning, and stay safe. I'll talk with you guys soon. Peace.